celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.
Hello and welcome to this Young Turks special. I'm in conversation with Hitesh Agarwal of OYO. So let's start by talking about Townhouse. It's your latest launch from the OYO stable, if I may say so. But a very different branding, a very different feel around what the Townhouse is doing as opposed to what you were doing earlier with OYORooms. So tell us about why the pivot at this point of time in your life.
So clearly from our perspective, it's not a pivot. OYORooms continues to be the economy, clean, comfortable room like a Coke, right? It's just that townhouses are Diet Coke. So townhouses are the mid-market segment. So the pricing of OYORooms will continue to be in the $25 range, and townhouse will be in the $50 to $60 range. From our perspective, the reason why you see that upgradation in terms of the look and feel, the kind of services and so on, it is a part of a decision the company took almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the company took a call of saying that we will evolve into OYO 2.0, which is primarily about exclusive branding, exclusive technology, and exclusive quality of service, wherein our mission will continue to upgrade beautiful living spaces. So Townhouse is an example of beautiful living spaces that we can bring to the common. How many
of these beautiful living spaces do you want to create over the next year?
Already townhouses are available in 13 cities across India and are continuing to go deeper in this market.
I believe you said somewhere there should be 100 of...
Yeah, I think from our perspective, the scale will be substantial. Whether it's going to be 100, whether it's going to be the whereabouts is not what I would comment in. But what I can comment is it is going to be multiple times bigger than what it is today. The intent will be that India has a huge demand, the largest demand in the economy segment. That will continue to be our largest revenue generator. So
OYORooms will still be the largest revenue generator for OYO?
Yes.
Townhouse is the premium offering?
Yes.
But
in the mid-scale segment.
In the mid-scale segment.
Yeah.
Tell me what, there's been a lot of kites flying around the revenue strategy around Townhouse. So, you know, some people are saying, no, it's old school inventory buying model that OYO had. Some people are saying that it's, you know, royalty share, revenue share with the hotels that you lease the property from. So just clarify things for us. What's the revenue model around what you're doing with Townhouse?
So I think I'll explain both about Townhouse because it's exactly similar to how the overall business functions. So before I get there, I'd like to share, because you're creating something completely new across the world, it's very difficult to sort of put a benchmark to say mostly it happens in the US like this, so in India it'll happen the same way.
Is it really new as far as Townhouse is concerned? I mean, this is what Marriott has been doing globally, right? Branding it in a certain way, giving you amenities and facilities, and then revenue share with owners.
I think from our perspective, OYORooms, OYO Townhouse, and OYO Homes, which are managed vacation rentals that we announced earlier this year, 3 of these follow only 2 business models broadly. One business model is standard technology franchising, wherein you might be right that franchising is something that's existed across the world, right? The simple difference is not only do we franchise, we also provide 100% exclusive distribution to the hotel. So we are the Starwood and Booking.com for that hotel. So that's a little bit of a difference. On the other hand, where we operate these units, other than being these 2, which is bringing the flag and bringing the distribution, we also provide management as a service. Remember that still doesn't mean that we are lease and paying a lease at the end of the month. These are essentially management contracts along with that of distribution contracts, right? So if you were to take a parallel of it, it's almost a combination of fulfilled by Amazon and Amazon Marketplace. That is, I'm selling your products and I'm going to fulfill the delivery of your products. So from our perspective, OYORooms, unlike popular assumption, only for a short period we did the few rooms. We've always been full inventory, exclusive branding, and exclusive technology. 90% plus of OYO's business comes from our exclusive hotels instead of our part hotels. Our focus areas are the big cities. It is the highest GDP growth cities like Surat, Nasik, and so on. And it's also the leisure cities, which is you're talking about the usual Simlas, Manalis of the world. And the fourth are the new weekend cities like Chikmagalur, Coorg, and so on, where the new millennial generation wants to go out for weekends. So we'll continue going in all of these.
But in those markets, you're going to run into tough competition from the likes of Airbnb, from the likes of Guesthouser, and all of these companies are a little more aspirational perhaps because of their branding and positioning than OYO has ever been, right?
So in these markets, we will look at bringing 2 of our products. Remember that when people are going to these places, they still need a great quality place in low cost. There's a customer for that. So we'll continue bringing those products.
Okay.
But the second big product we would like to bring is our managed vacation rentals product. In Goa, we expect by the end of December, 1,000 rooms in our OYORooms managed vacation rentals are going to be like a 1500 AD Portuguese villa, a beautiful apartment by the sea.
That's exactly the market that Airbnb and even Take My Trip is going after, right, with right stays.
Yeah, I think clearly from our perspective, we believe what we are doing is slightly different because we manage these places. We take charge of redesigning them and fulfilling the experience, which is like you said.
Which is what Tribo does.
Tribo does not do that. Tribo just basically goes to hotels and puts its label on. You should
I think Siddharth would like to differ on that, but
I'd love to have like a panel discussion if you would invite him.
Okay, all right.
But more importantly, I think these homes anyway, no other player is doing the management, because even if you were to consider Tribo does it, then they do 30-room hotels in Bengaluru. We go out and ensure that the fulfillment of experience, beautification of spaces is a very core premise in OYORooms.
Yeah, I think that's your differentiator then from Airbnb, which pretty much leaves it to their host to do what they want to do with their home.
And we of course work with third-party partners, Booking.com, ClearTrip, Expedia, Paytm. Everyone distributes the supply on our behalf.
All right. Okay, fine. Let's move on to your global expansion, right? You've gone back into Malaysia. You're looking at some of those other markets as well. Why move at all outside of India? Clearly, all of the money that you've raised is going to go into a lot of effort that you'll have to put in here to overcome competition from the incumbents, plus build your own brand with Townhouse as well. Why this fork in the road and try and build out market for yourself in Malaysia and other Southeast Asian markets which are highly competitive?
So clearly from our perspective, our focus continues to be in India. If you see any of our discussions that we talk about, we only talk about India. But I guess for some part of the press, it's probably cooler to talk about OYO from an international context. But that having said, on a serious note, we've been in Malaysia for 2 years. We have never gotten out of that. Any perception of that we ever got out is wrong.
All right.
We've of course tried multiple models, as any new age startup would in a new market. We've learned from there, and even before our fundraising were announced, since last year we've been in Nepal. So we have had our slow and steady international strategy that we've been implementing for 2 years now. It's just that because we raised some round of capital and it feels nicer to talk about global expansion that people are talking about.
Okay, let's put it that way. Reports floating around on possible expansion by OYO into allied travel services, right? Making of an OTA at OYO?
So clearly our vision has been real estate and hospitality are the 2 markets where quality, location and price, one of them is always broken. We use talent and technology to create an equilibrium, which means anything that we do will have to do with real estate and hospitality and creating efficiency.
So you're not getting into railway ticketing, not getting into air ticketing, not getting into bus ticketing or any of those allied services.
We believe that all of those services are best left to the people who do that very well.
All right. As you go into this next phase of OYO then, something that you thought up 2 years ago and now you're operationalizing, it's something that's going to require a lot of operational heft, right? What are some of your learnings as an operator? I know you started your life as an entrepreneur doing exactly that, operations, but the company as a whole has had something of a different DNA for the last few years. Now building out Townhouse, building out all of your services around, just building out hotel, hospitality is going to require a lot of operational heft. Your learnings and what you're going to do going forward.
2013 mid when I started, I actually started as a hotelier. When Zoe, which is one of our competitors, came in, we started moving into it was probably the only way of keeping our foot in the door. But since we achieved significant scale, we felt now time to go back to our basics of focusing on the right quality of experience and the business model, which is exclusive brand, exclusive technology and exclusive inventory, which has translated from 0% transactions from full exclusive hotels to today 90% plus, which means taking control of these properties, branding, transformation and so on. Following are the capabilities we have created. We are able to turn around our hotels by means of our 250 plus civil engineers and interior designers in the last 2 years in 14 days or lesser, one of the fastest turnarounds in the world. Our ability to ensure we can operate these experiences. We today partner with 14 small institutes where we are able to get kids out. For the last 2 years already, who are coming in and delivering these experiences. Customers today and 10 years out are going to need three things: location, quality and price.
Yeah.
Until we fix these basics, people are always going to come back to us.
So thanks, Ritesh, for talking to us. Really appreciate it. With that, it's a wrap on this special edition of Young Turks. Tell us what you thought of the show. You can write to us at YoungTurks@NW18.com. Really appreciate you watching this, and thank you very much.
Celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.